So we have a fun question. C user asks, what visa is Prince Harry on? And they follow up and they say, nobody seems to be able to explain what visa it is. What is your expert opinion on this? So, you know, this is an interesting question. What visa is Prince Harry on? That's an important question that I'm going to get into because how's this guy coming and going so much, you know? So I don't have any individual knowledge, but you got to keep in mind what possibilities are there for him. So you can always come and go with a tourist visa if you want me to, but you're limited as to how long you can stay and your ability to work. He's been here for a long time, more than 6 months, and he's working, so that's not an option. That'd be a violation there. Potentially he could come on a diplomat visa if he's coming on behalf of the United Kingdom, but there's limitations on the work he could do for that one, and it seems like he's cut a lot of ties with his family, so that might not be the way to go. I heard in the news there's some company that hired him as their chief psychological officer or something like that. Most likely this is some goody little position they made for him, so he could then have an employer that can sponsor him. And they may have pushed what's called an O1 visa, extraordinary ability visa, to say this is a person that has certain skills that he's the top of in this, and they let him in. Again, I don't know the details and I don't want to be offensive, and although probably when you see Prince Harry, the US government is just going to be like, okay, let's just hook it up and give the visa. That's probably what happened. Because most visas to the United States, when you're married to an American and there's a chance that you're going to be staying here and stuff, they're a little more strict on giving a work visa out in many of these kind of cases. So, you know, a regular person might have some difficulties at the embassy or at entry at the airport, but probably, I'm guessing at this point, he's using an O1 visa with that job that he found that they say he works at. And the O1 visa could be broad, so he's doing all these creative activities and going different places. You could design the O1 visa to be much broader. So my guess is that's what he's using right now. There are tax consequences, a lot of this stuff too, because you know his family's got a lot of money, he's got a lot of money potentially, and so you have to declare on your IRS tax returns now that he's here. So there's some stuff you have to play in the visa categories you're going to use for that. He doesn't want to really apply for a green card because if he does, there's going to be huge tax consequences potentially. So there's stuff you have to play with on that, and he definitely doesn't want to become a U.S. citizen because if he does, he has to renounce his title. And I think they've already renounced titles somewhat, but I don't follow this stuff too much. But I just heard there's a lot of drama between them and the family. So most likely he would not become a citizen. Probably not want to be a green card holder either because of tax consequences and other responsibilities. The O1, which is renewable, which is probably the way to go, and you know, being a prince, the U.S. Embassy in London or you know, adjustment status, or I'm sorry, change of status in the United States, they're probably going to be flexible with them because of the, you know, the political nature and the relationships and stuff. It is what it is. Not everyone gets this, but hey, he's had troubles in his life, had to deal with a lot of drama, so let's hook him up with one. That's something. But that's my imagination of what he would do. But thanks for the question. I hope you enjoyed this educational video. Also, you'll find our social media site has a lot more videos, images, and information about the U.S. immigration process. Please check those out on the various social media websites.